Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR My Driver Career Mode here on the channel. Coming at you today, our second Truck Series race on the season at the Daytona Road Course after a rough Daytona Oval for us to start the season, where we ended up in a late race crash and that took us out of the race. But we're coming into the Daytona Road Course to get some practice under our belt and whatnot, and coming from an open wheel scene, the confidence was high coming into the Daytona Road Course. I expect nothing less than a top 10 finish here today in Daytona. Now, as we would get on the track right off the bat and get some laps here on this green track, very fresh, as everybody was just now laying some rubber down. So I was excited for this one, and just one race in this episode, and starting in the next episode I'm going to start trying to do 2 races per video for the Truck Series, and when we get to the Xfinity Series as well, it'll be probably 2 races per episode, and then when we get to the Cup Series, it's just going to be 1 single race per episode from that point on. But yeah, very excited to do that as well. We're going to just fly through this season really here in the Truck Series. There's only 22 races, so we can pretty much crank through this whole season in 10 episodes and then make that jump up into the Xfinity Series. There will also be a couple times where I make some Xfinity appearances this season as well, so stay tuned on that. And as well as very excited just to show you guys the storyline I got planned. And you're not going to see a whole lot of the storyline in Trucks in Xfinity, but it's going to be there throughout the series. But then when we get into the Cup Series, you're really going to see that storyline take over and just go crazy now. As in practice, we actually came through to set a pretty competitive lap time. We actually crossed the line and went P1. I had a lot of drafting help there coming to the line, but I can tell you right off the bat that the AI definitely were not reaching their potential there from what we had seen so far on the lap time. So I was P1, and then I actually called it a practice for myself and jumped through into qualifying here, getting ready to go. And in the Daytona Oval, we qualified in, I think it was the mid-20s, so I didn't know what to expect with the AI pace here at the Daytona Road Course, but I was hopeful that we were going to be a pretty strong competitor in this one, because Daytona Road Course, overall, one of my favorite racetracks of all time to drive. It's definitely in my top 3. My top 3 racetracks ever is the Singapore GP, where Formula 1 races at, Hockenheim in Germany, where Formula 1 has raced at a bunch, and then Daytona Road Course. So this is a top 3 track for me, so I expect at least a top 10 at the absolute minimum here in just our second start here. As we would come through to cross the line down through the travel, the timings were coming up right there, and we end up putting this truck in P2 on the front row, and I had a second lap opportunity, but I got too much into looking at where I qualified, and I spun out into turn 1. So that would be the end of qualifying for us, as we are going to join Ben Rhodes on the front row as we get ready to go green in our just second ever Truck Series races. We would get to the grid now as we are ready to go alongside that number 99 Thor Sport Ford F-150 here. As you look on the row behind us as well, we got John Hunter Nemechek, and then we got one of the content creators and my friend of Jay Cook in that Taco Bell number 00 truck. Now, what I'm going to try to do, actually, in the future episodes, I forgot to do it for this one, I'm going to try and use the replay cameras to go through the starting grid as well, so you guys can see who's starting where with the content creators like Michael Mertz, Davin Cornelius, etc., Travis Brown, and whatnot. So, as well as you're going to see, like I said, IDK player make a few part-time starts here soon, and then the Super Late Model Series, thank you to everybody who signed up for that. You're going to as well see that starting up relatively soon, part of this storyline. It'll probably be another 3-4 episodes out there, as obviously the Super Late Model season can be a lot shorter, and a bunch of the community members are going to be in there, and some content creators as well, like Frozen Toes 24. If you know her, she's going to be in that series working her way up the ranks, just like we are working our way up the ranks along with every other content creator. So we get ready to go green flag racing here now, as that Porsche pace car is about to yeet it to the left here into the pit lane. There he goes now, as we get ready to put this number 66 Chevrolet BWT Silverado hopefully up at the front, but it's not a good start for myself right off the bat there. I got caught sleeping as we go down into turn 1. There's Sheldon Creed. He's going to go up the inside of John Hunter Nemechek, and now I'm under attack from the number 88 there of Matt Kraft, and not a great start for myself. 3 wide in the background there as Zenfinger goes sideways nearly around, but a big save right there from the Thor Sport driver. A tremendous, skillful just save right there from him. As you look down the rest of the grid, Haley Deegan there making a move up the inside of Stuart Freese, and Davin Cornelius was about to be 3 wide on the other side. He looked like he did not want any part of that, so he backed out there, as he is one of currently the highest running content creators in the grid. Is Travis Brown, not known for being, of course, a road course ringer, having a bit of a rough start to this race. Michael Mertz, Joey Stone as well, struggling quite a bit here with their qualifying efforts today now, as I was trying trying to put the attack to John Hunter Nemechek. There's you see Cornelius still side by side now with that KBM number 18 truck there, but he's going to lose out on that battle and then actually get passed by the 38 of Todd Gilliland here, as he's going to try and get back up the inside of him down into the sharp left-hander as we all head back onto the oval portion of the Daytona Road Course. Saw the number 1 there of Haley Deegan get sideways out of the corner, but she was able to hang on to it. Matt O'Brien just down the order as well. He finished second in a photo finish last episode in the oval at Daytona to Derek Kraus, actually. It was a tie. It was scored as a tie, and Kraus got the win and put himself into the playoffs here for the Truck Series now. As I am not showing the point standings yet for the first couple episodes, but I will start to show them episode probably 4 or 5 when things start to actually get going with the points and whatnot. As you can see, Ben Rhodes already checked right out. The stages, what are you wondering? The stages here are going to end for stage 1 at the end of lap 4. Stage 2 will end at the end of lap 9, and then we will race all the way to the end of lap 18 to decide the race. Now, on the start of lap 2, Matt Crafton finds myself very vulnerable down into turn 1. He is able to make a move up the inside and complete the pass, so I dropped down to 5th place, and I didn't have any confidence braking as late as the AI did down into turn 1. I felt like the truck could do it, but I didn't have the confidence to do it. So, unfortunately, we lose out right there, and Cook behind us there has a bit of a look there, but I'm able to cover him off very nicely there. As you see, Michael Marutz now battling with that number 26 of Matt O'Brien, Jordan Anderson there in the number 3 just behind them, but they all keep it sorted out for now here, as I'm going to be right on the back of Crafton. A big run there through that little left kink, and now we look to the right hand side, but he throws a defensive block. We get into the back of the 88 of Matt Crafton there down into the right hander. Thank goodness that didn't turn into anything more, but we definitely picked up a little bit of damage on the front bumper of the truck, and definitely as well did some damage to the back of Crafton, but it's not going to be performance impacting. It was just a very light contact there with that number 88 of Matt Crafton, but I didn't realize that the AI actually are willing to defend, so I definitely wasn't ready for that, and that's something I learned right off the bat and will remember for the future for sure. A lot of this probably first part of the series in the Truck Series is just going to be me learning about things, and here's the replay right here. So I'm trying to make a move to the right side, and then Crafton defends. I wasn't ready. I just drove right into the back of him and then locked up there. So you can see just a tiny bit of cosmetic damage on the front bumper, but it really was not significant whatsoever. So we would continue on our way and just hold off that number 00 there of Cook and that Taco Bell Silverado here as we would come through to lap 3, and at this point now just settling in here in that 5th position now, and I found where I was able to almost make that move on Crafton. I was just a lot faster than the AI in general through that little section of this course, so I was trying to use that to my advantage, of course, and try to set up some passes. And as we came through that little left kink, once again a huge run on the back of Crafton, but he goes defensive once again, so I decided, okay, I'm just going to try and go around to the left hand side here, but couldn't quite pull it off right there as he would stay ahead of myself. And now it was just all about bringing it to the end of the stage at this point if I wasn't going to have another opportunity to pass him, and sure enough we actually lost quite a bit of time to Crafton before the stage comes to a close. Now on the final lap of stage 1, and Ben Rhodes has been lights out since the start of this race here in the Daytona Road Course, and he continues to lead the way into Oval 3 and 4. Sheldon Creed trails behind, along with John Hunter Nemechek, Crafton, and myself rounding out the top 5 there. As you see the Thor Sport driver about to pick up a playoff point here as he exits Oval 4 down the front straightaway for the final time. No competition so far for Ben Rhodes as he comes through to win Stage 1 of the Daytona Road Course. Creed 2nd and John Hunter Nemechek there in 3rd places. We're going to have a strong effort though and round out that top 5. You'll see the top 10, I think, if I don't remember actually if I showed it or not here on the little right bottom of the screen. But the way this race is going, we actually probably will not have to make any pit stops, so we were expecting to stay out here at the end of this stage. So you can see right here that as we got caught up to the pace car, it actually takes quite a bit of time to get caught up to the pace car, but we would, and everybody pretty much at the front would stay out here. As stage 1 comes to a close, as Ben Rhodes wins stage 1 in Daytona. Make sure to check out my Formula 1 My Driver series while you're at it. If you're enjoying this one, it's a lot similar to this series that I'm putting together here on iRacing now, as it's been arguably the best series ever on the channel, but the least viewed on the channel. Make sure to check it out. Back from Daytona, ready to go green here for the start of stage 2. Now as everybody up at the front stayed out here as we get ready to go green as we have some team communications. Truck feels really good, guys. I just don't have a lot of confidence under braking. There you hear myself to the team there. I just don't have the confidence I need right now under braking to really do what I want to do here now as the pace car pulls off and we get ready to go green for the start of stage 2, which comes to a close at the end of lap 10. I said lap 9 earlier. I meant lap 10 as it is time to get amped here in Daytona. Losing positions once again on the restart. There you see that Taco Bell truck got in front of us with Jay Cook behind the wheel. There was some contact with Matt Crafton again on the restart now. A bit of maybe payback from Crafton here, as you're going to see a replay of that right here. So out of the right-hander, I'm going to the left, and Crafton goes even further to the left. Door slams me. Everybody's okay. Nothing really came out of that. We did lose a spot, but you can see right here that that was definitely 100% on Matt Crafton, in my opinion there. Let me know in the comments if you think I could have done anything different. I felt like I was already still moving to the left, and he just continued to come to the left more than I did. So other than that, it was an extremely calm stage. There was really nothing going on here. I should have actually added a few extra laps to the race because I didn't think about the actual caution laps and the pace car getting caught up to that, so that kind of took out some of the racing here, and I had to shorten up stage 2 quite a bit just so we could have a decent length third and final stage. So we're on the final lap now of stage 2 here from the Daytona Road Course, and it's going to be a top 10 once again. Definitely not the position I wanted, P6. I feel like we have a truck capable of running top 3. We know we can qualify on the front row. It's just that confidence in the braking. I was messing around with the brake bias here and there, and what I was doing just still wasn't building up the confidence. It was getting better though, but just not enough to where I was able to just sail it off into a corner and be confident that that truck was going to slow down. Especially in turn 1, you're really noticing that I've been struggling so far compared to the AI. But nonetheless, it's Ben Rhodes leading the way again. He won stage 1, and he leads the way out of Oval 4 down the front straightaway, and it's going to be another stage win for that Thor Sport driver. He won this race in real life earlier in 2021, as he tries to do the same thing again here today on our My Driver series as we come through to cross the line. So 6th place for us here in stage 2. As you see the rest of the top 10 cross the line, Davin Cornelius would round out the top 10 here and get that final stage point as the caution is now out. And once again, we would get caught up to the pace car, and nobody up front would bring it into the pit lane. But you can see a bunch of trucks in the back do come in. Well, 4 trucks in the back come in, and we would just get immediately ready to go green for the start of this third and final stage here from the Daytona Road Course. Make sure to stay tuned for the end of this race after it, because we do have the Xfinity race and the Cup Series race to highlight upon. You'll see how David Schildhouse and Michael Cozy Jr. did there on the Xfinity side of things, and who, of course, won the Cup Series race here now is Ryan Blaney, won the Daytona 500. In the last episode now, as a green flag is out, the third and final stage gets underway here from Daytona. Ben Rhodes has been unstoppable so far as he leads way down into turn 1 over John Hunter Nemechek. Sheldon Creed there in P3 is going to send one up the inside of that KBM number 4 truck there, as so far far pretty calm here throughout the order. No 3 wide down in turn 1. Everybody keeps it relatively clean there. As you saw that 38 of Gilliland go a little bit wide, but he's able to keep it on track now. As I actually lose a position to the 18, so once again on a restart we lose a spot, but it wasn't over. I sent it up the inside of him, and we would try to regain that position here as you look throughout the rest of the order there on your screen. And you can see a lot of side-by-side action, some damage there on the left side of Carson Hocevar's number 42 truck now, as Creed is pretty close there to the back of Ben Rhodes, as he took quite a defensive line there. As you see Cook, he was able to get past Matt Crafton. He's now putting the attack to that number 4 truck of Nemechek here now, as I was just settling in behind them, hoping that I could stick with them this time around as well. As you see side by side there between Austin Hill and Stuart Friesen down into the left-hander, as we continue to try and move our way forward. Friesen still side by side with Hill as they head down into Oval 1 and 2. And when you're on the outside here on Oval 1 for the road course, you're actually at an advantage, and you can see why right there. That 16 just able to put that power down way more significantly than Friesen can, and he was able to get out in front of him, as you saw Parker Kligerman side by side there with Johnny Sauter through Oval 1 and 2, as well as Ben Rhodes continues to be out in front here at the Daytona Road Courses. We're right behind that number 88 of Matt Crafton in that Ford F-150, trying to put some pressure on the Thor Sport driver now as his teammate continues to lead the way in a dominating effort here today from Daytona. As we continue to just try and stick with Crafton and get an opportunity to make a move, now to just 4 laps to go in the road course now, and the 18 of Chandler Smith just behind as well. And you can see a lot of guys behind us were sticking with us a lot better than earlier in this race in Stage 1 as well as Stage 2. Through that bus stop here, we get right to the back just about of Crafton on the exit of the corner. A tremendous bus stop right there. Is it going to be enough, though, to be able to make a pass on the 88? Getting to him, is one thing. Passing him is another. And here we come through Oval 3 and 4, and we get closer and closer now as we have that slipstream. So as we come through out of Turn 4, I'm going to make a move to the right-hand side and try to be able to make that pass on Crafton down into Turn 1. But it's going to be a tough pass to make here, because down into Turn 1, we know that I just don't have that confidence under braking compared to the AI, and once again, I just couldn't do it now. I felt like if I braked where the 88 of Crafton did, I was probably going to just send it off and sail it through Turn 1. So we were right there to the back of him, couldn't quite pull it off here, as we're actually going to look there a little bit down the order now, as I got sideways. A tremendous save right there, and we somehow keep it on track now as the 18 gets right to my back bumper, but not going to be able to do anything with that here, as we're going to quickly look through the order now, or through the grid we should call it here. I do the same thing in my F1 series. Late in the race, we like to go through the grid, see where everybody is there. As you see some content creators a little bit further down the order. Kraus, by the way, with some right side damage. There's Michael Roots not having a great day. Travis Brown not having a great day. Same for Matt O'Brien. Joey Stone not having a great day either, but he's been moving his way forwards, just not that well. There's C. Carson Hocevar a little bit further down the order as well. But Daytona Oval in the last episode wasn't the best day for content creators, and today as well, not the best day for the content creators, but we do have some running well, like myself, Jay Cook, as well as Davin Cornelius in that number 77 truck here. As you see Jennifer Jo Cobb at the bottom of the grid there. As you got the 04 side by side there, that's Roper along with Tate Fogelman in the number 12, as they're going to be side by side down into Oval Turn 1, and it's going to be the 04 of Roper coming out on top of that battle right there, as we come through to already 2 laps to go in the Daytona Road Course. And you can see at this point, I felt like my tires were starting to fall off, and I had abused them a little bit too much. I definitely was putting the throttle down a little bit too early at times, letting that back end kick out, and we paid the price in these closing laps of this race here. Now to the final lap, I'm getting a little bit sideways there, down into the Turn 1 entry. But nonetheless, I mean, P6, can't complain about that too much so far, if we can hold on to that, that is. But it's been an interesting race now, a relatively clean race now. It seems like road course racing in every single video game on the planet, where you can do NASCAR with AI, just they always never get that crazy. NASCAR Heat 5, for example, I mean, obviously the scripted failures could spice it up and whatnot, and I feel like it could get crazy in here at sometimes, but just didn't happen in this one here today with the Truck Series at the Daytona Road Course now. As you can see, I'm aggressively trying to attack these corners on the final lap, but as well trying to not be stupid and spin myself out on this final lap when we're having a strong 6th place run, and we're not guaranteed to go and win a race here. In the Truck Series, now as a caution actually comes out, a local caution, and I looked through the replay system and couldn't find what the caution was for, so just ignore that. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I didn't see anything in the replays. But like I was saying, we're not guaranteed to go to victory lane here this season in the Truck Series, so we really need to focus on points. In P6, with stage points in both stages, is going to be a tremendous day for us in the points. So very happy about that, as we just got to get through this bus stop one more time. Obviously, I'm sure you noticed by now that there's no chicane on the front straightaway here at this Daytona Road Course in iRacing for the AI, as they do have, of course, the normal Daytona Road Course with that front straightaway chicane. It's just the AI can't race on that one here. Now, as we come through Oval 3 and 4 for the final time, it's been a dominant performance by Ben Rhodes now, as Sheldon Creed trails him in second place. Nemechek still in P3, but as Ben Rhodes down through the triangle, coming through to win in the Daytona Road Course, lock himself into the playoffs over that GMS driver of Creed and Nemechek. There is Cook is going to come through, as well as Crafton to round out your top 5. I come through to cross the line there, as you see the rest of the finishing grid coming through to cross the line here from Daytona, as Cornelius with a strong run as well. There you see Travis Brown coming through, bringing it home in that number 01 truck. Michael Moots had a decent day there, but this overall not the day for content creators here in the Daytona Road Course. And now going into the next episode, they will have an opportunity to get on the more, normal track with the cookie cutter mile and a half. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do there. Good day, guys. I think that's a lot of momentum to build upon. There you hear myself to the radio, to the team here now, as we're going to quickly look at that finishing order on your screen. So, overall, I was happy with my performance there. As you see, Chandler Smith, Austin Hill, Stuart Friesen, Zane Smith rounding out the top 10. Cornelius just barely missed out on a top 10 there. Roots down in 17th place. Travis Brown in 20th. O'Brien P21. Joey Stone P22. As you see the rest of that order there. Now, as we have to check out the Xfinity Series and Cup Series races before this episode comes to a close. So on the Xfinity side of things, Harrison Burton in the 19 car, like I said in the last episode. Brandon Jones is not on the Xfinity roster. It's now Harrison Burton in the 19. He would actually be on pole, but David Schothaus would send one up the inside into turn 1 here on this overcast Saturday now, as they would be side by side through that little right left-hander, and it would put David Schothaus out in front already there. As you see in the background, Cozy in that orange 99 Camaro right there side by side with the number 4, and that's going to allow Cozy now to be able to move up a position there, as he had that preferred lane. But now they're going to actually still be side by side for the time being here into that little left kink. Who's going to be able to pull off the move here? It's going to be still side by side, surprisingly now, as none of them want to lift, but it's going to be Cozy that ends up coming out on top. And after David Schothaus took the lead, he was unstoppable out of oval turn 4 on the final lap. David Schothaus would come through to win in the Daytona Road Course, his first win on the season, already putting himself up there as a prospect to move up into the Cup Series next season. And of course, he is now locked into the playoffs here and will compete for an Xfinity Series championship this season. So we'll check out the finishing order there of the Xfinity Series. Michael Cozy Jr. with a top 5. So both of the content creators in the Xfinity Series having strong days, especially Schothaus, of course. Shout out to David. Make sure to check out his YouTube and Twitch channels. A really good inspiration of mine and a friend as we come through to check out the Cup Series as well. Elliott started on pole for the Daytona Road Course, and then Kyle Larson would actually send one up the inside of him into turn 1. Elliott's new teammate there for Hendrick Motorsports. Similar how to David was able to send one up the inside of Harrison Burton and move himself to the lead, as Bowman would make a move there on the number 20 of Christopher Bell there as they go down into what turn 3 this is. So Kyle Busch there in 3rd place. Bowman still side by side with that 20 of Christopher Bell there on the exit of the right-hander, that little hairpin now. As you can see, a couple cars actually would refused to load in for some reason here. Denny Hamlin was one of them, and I think it was the number 17 was the other one. But Kyle Larson, just like David Schothaus, got to the lead, was unbeatable. Kyle Larson is in his second race for Hendrick Motorsports, comes through to win in the Daytona Road Course over the Road Course ringer of Chase Elliott there. Hendrick Motorsports 1-2, and that would round out the day here for racing in the Daytona Road Course now, as that concludes this episode. In the next one, Las Vegas and Atlanta should be both in the same episode, and we're just going to try and do 2 races per episode for the majority of this season. If you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you to the members, of course, and have yourselves a great day.